Hello, Nick. Finally back at it here. Oh, I've been chomping at the bit to get back into this, but I was also at a point where I knew that something was going to come up that I wanted to show. We're going to have a combat here. And so I kept holding off because didn't really find a good time to record it to where I knew I'd have the time. So let's get you caught up here. The 4 p.m. turn, LaHarpe got initiative and was able to move people forward. He's sitting right here with a infantry rampon, and we got Pigeon here. Even the attached cav pressed forward out of his range, but try to have a good spot to defend there. Cosse was able to get close to the improved position, but just didn't have the movement points. And then we've also got the artillery coming up here. So still not set up as a good enough defensive front as I would like, but it is what it is. Argento, who is, let's see, he's right here. Oops, trying a new tripod. Well, not new. I borrowed it, but trying it out since the other one. I don't know. I thought I'd be able to. It'd be easy to put in position, but man, I hate the legs, and it I don't know, just tips over too easy. But anyways, Argento still stuck here. Failed his initiative and just has all these people backed up because all these guys back here have march orders, and so they're kind of stuck because they have to take the shortest distance to get to where they're going. So that kind of stinks for them. So the 5 p.m. turn, LaHarpe failed, and Argento failed again. This guy did right here. Now I gotta push it back down here. Oops. All right. So this guy finally got initiative enough to where he was able to push into the improved position. Now, during the combat phase, you might think, oh, he has to attack here. But if you're in an improved position or you're in a town or a chateau, you're not required to attack. So he decided, since he would be the underdog there, that he would just sit. He's got that improved position now, and he's sitting pretty. 6 p.m. turn came, and the weather turned to rain. And the French are still all out of supply here. And I actually, kind of looking at things, I see that, man, this really was huge getting Carqueret, because the French supply source closest one is here, the other one is over here. So for this force to be in supply, I mean, they're going to need the wagons on the board, but this is huge, because since, as I think I pointed out maybe previously, all across this river there's only fords. There's no bridges. So unless the French can learn of these fords, which there's a fog of war card they could play, which I don't know if it reveals all the fords to them or just a certain number, or if they see a coalition unit use it within like 3 hexes or something, then they know about that particular one. So the only way they're going to get, and I don't even know, I don't know if even if they know of the fords, I don't know if they can trace for supply reasons over that. But I mean, if it comes to that, we'll have to check. But so the best way to get supply here is following this road up and then back down this bridge, and then it could go over there. So they're going to have to get a train sitting over here somewhere so that it can trace back that way and then project that supply forward. So taking Carqueret was huge, and then I guess also, holding this is going to be pretty important once that train comes on, which will be at the 3 a.m. turn. Massena shows up with it. So yeah, so still out of supply over here. And this is the end of the 6 a.m. French turn. Now they are going to be required to attack. Before I do that, though, a couple things I want to correct myself on. I think I put as far as the out of supply mistake I made, I think I put a note on the last video, but I made a point of saying, oh, even though they're out of supply, La Harpe still's at a 4, so even though they're out of supply, he can still spur him on. Well, that's wrong. He's also affected by it. For some reason, I was reading the demoralized rules like they were, when it said demoralized leader, that was only for if they were actually demoralized, but I'm kind of looking at it now like, well, they're demoralized because they're out of supply. So the La Harpe, the leaders still are affected by it. So he's a 3, and that's contributed to. I mean, he's, I think, activated less than 50% for this whole game. Argento is probably close to that also, even though he's not out of supply. He's just a 3, and man, the dice just do not want people to be in supply for some, or not supply. Don't want them to be capable of movement. So that. That was the first thing. The second thing is if you're out of supply, you cannot fulfill the requirements for control. So I'm pretty sure that the advanced guard was already out of supply when Rampon was able to get there. So they don't actually control that. So that's still uncontrolled. Now this one up here, I'm going to say is under French control because Pigeon, that first mode card he came on, he had 5, and I remember he was the one we gave the march order to, and so he would have went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the next turn he had movement of 4. And he went 1, 2, 3, 4. So he was able to get there while he was still in supply. So I'm going to say that the French do have that under their control because they were the last in supplied unit to have gone there. So that's that. All right. So let's get into combat. Just to run through the procedure. Because we haven't done this yet. So the first thing of the combat phase is the line of sight step. So normally, when this guy moved into here, they were both concealed. So, at that very first step, you check line of sight, and, for these two, line of sight for units next to each other is always revealed. So they lost their concealment from each other. So then the cavalry retreat step. So if cavalry is makes up the entire force, they can choose to retreat before the combat, unless if both sides have cavalry, then they can't. If the cavalry has more movement, they can prevent the retreat. Then there's artillery reaction fire. So in this case, the French are the phasing player. So if there was non-phasing artillery that could fire anywhere, they would be able to fire. Then the attack declaration step. So Cazet has to attack here, so he'll declare that he's attacking there. Then there's the bombardment step, the phasing player. If the French had any artillery, I mean, they do, but he can't see any enemy hexes, so we skip that. Cavalry charge step. If you had declared cavalry charges during the movement phase, excuse me, still dealing with this horrible cough incessantly. It's annoying. Ever since I got COVID originally, I've had a slight cough ever since then, and then with my recent flu that I had, it seems to be worse and just sticking around. Can't get rid of it. Anyways, so now we go to the combat step. So improved positions doubles the the combat strength of infantry in it. Let me just confirm that here. So yeah, it affects infantry, and the defense is times 2. So he's going to be an 8. Cossay's coming in at a 6, so 6 to 8, and so that's, you look on the combat table, and let's see, get this here if you can see it. So they actually do have a 1 to 1.5, so he's gonna be there 6 to 8. Because if you were 8 to 6, or no, you wouldn't be. Let's see here. So 6 to 8. He'd be 3. Yeah, so he's in between 1 to 1 and 1 to 1.5. So he's gonna fall back to the 1 to 1.5. So then we roll 1 die, and we see what happens. And oh boy, that's not good. He rolled a 6, which you want to roll low. So AR2. So the attacker has to retreat 2. He also would come out of march order once the attack was started. So he's got to retreat 2. Thinking, well, I guess this way is the way to go. 1, 2. He's got to end up 2 away from the enemy. So he couldn't go, 1, 2, because he'd only be 1 away. And he's got to try to go toward a supply source. So this is the best. So he couldn't go over here because that's putting more distance between him and the supply source. So he'll just head right back here. So there you go. This guy, he's out of command. If he was in command, he would have the choice to advance into that hex, but he's in a great position, so he will just stay there. All right, so there you go. So now the combat step is done. Then there's a second line of sight step now. So you look at things. So this guy's out of line of sight, and this guy's out of line of sight. So they both go back to being hidden from view, and there you go. And that's the only combat we have, and so the French turn is over. So back to, so we're going to go to the coalition turn next. I'm going to take a little break here. All right, so the coalition is going to play this approach march card that they just got, and they're going to use it to give a march order to Argento, because he's been so inefficient at getting his the 3 units that he's had close enough to him forward, that we're going to basically give him the same march order as everybody else, going to Cadella Sola. So this will make it so so they're just going to automatically be moving, and he'll be able to get there probably most of, or a couple of the forces this turn, and it'll be very, very good finally that they're able to get to where they want to go. I did learn that once night comes, we're gonna discard our current cards, and so we're gonna end up that one amazing Fog of War card that you can pick a leader, and they're gonna be out of command for 3 turns. It's pretty much going to go to waste unless and there is no, I guess there is, yeah, I guess we do play a card during this next turn, which is the dusk turn, but it's not going to do us any good, because then we're going to go into night, and we're not in a position to take advantage of it. But anyways, that's what we're going to do with that. Excuse me. So they have to check for out of supply. So I mean, these guys can all trace back to the where is the wagon? I think it's here. Yeah, 2nd Corps wagon. And so these guys probably should be in range now also. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, so this guy's in supply. This guy was in supply last time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. He just is. So this guy's going to remain out of supply. And the Piedmontese are all in supply. This guy's exactly 14 hexes away from their wagon. Oh, I also forgot to mention the Piedmontese here were able to consolidate into a stack. So we'll be able to use this guy to roll for the whole stack. And as long as they won't be able to go into march order, or not march order, road march. But I think that'll allow them to move a little better. So, all right. So that is the supply segment, recovery, reorg segment. Again, the Piedmontese do not have a leader that so that they can attempt to bring that guy on board. So he's pretty much eliminated for the whole game. All right, the command segment. So we're not going to have to, or will we? So here's a question for myself. So Argento is under that march order. So his units here that were within his range are going to be able to move under that march order. And when they come out of it, they basically can use up all their movement, but they're going to be demoralized. So so I'm not going to bother rolling. So let's go ahead. So this guy, so Argento's here, all three of these other units then are under his march order that this card was able to give us. And I'm happy that did not cost anything. And a good five movement points also. So here's some infantry. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3. So he hits Cadel Isola, and he's successfully achieved his march order objective. He's got two left. Man, do we want to advance? Well, shoot, he can't. He would, to get across. Well, he could go here. Yeah, but it'd be attacking across that span. I think maybe. Oh man. Maybe he'll just come out of road march. He'll come out of road march for his 4th movement point. And he's only a 3, and we don't know what's there. And plus across a span, what does that? Attacking across a span, what does that do? Or I guess that's a trestle. Span is the generic term for bridges and trestles. So a trestle, the defender is 1.5 times if they're only attacked through the stream, which they would be in this case, even if the coalition moved somebody else in there. But man, maybe it's worth it. Yeah, you know what? We're going to do that. We're gonna move him. I guess let's move him this way. All right. So then Argento. I guess let's move this guy first. So he'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.5. So he's not going to be able to come out of road march. He could go there, but then he would have to attempt repulse, where you need 5 to. Yeah, we're not going to do that. Maybe that was dumb to move that little guy there. So Argento, yeah, he'll just follow up there. So this guy is going to go 1. Oh, he's artillery. Yeah, so he's got 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we'll just move everybody up. Yeah, the rain doesn't affect movement, at least. So all these guys will just be forming up. I know this is thrilling video. I should have probably I thought I was going to have something a little more exciting happening here. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, shoot. Yeah, this guy would go 1, 2. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. these guys would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so these guys all build up here. All right, and remember, all these guys are in a march order to get down there also. All right, so that's that. I guess we should have put check counters on these guys. Yeah, if this guy could, let's roll for this guy. He's going to be a 3. If he gets in command, he can move. Well, not in command. If he gets initiative, he can move to attack. He gets a 1. So yeah, so we'll move him over here to join in the attack. He gets the out of command, but he got initiative. I guess we'll see if this guy can get movement. Nope, he does not. He's out of command. And this guy down here, I mean, I don't think we'll even bother moving him. He doesn't anyways, but so he's out of command. All right, so let's head to the combat phase. So here you'll get to see everything in action. So you do the line of sight step. So these guys can be seen by him, and he can be seen by them. So we take off the hidden markers. Oh boy. All right, so now cavalry retreat step. So this guy could retreat, which I think he, well, so I don't know, does the stream do anything? Yeah, it does. So he'd be 1.5 times, so he'd have a 3. They'd be at a 2 to 1. And a 2 to 1. Huh. Yeah, I don't know if we want to. I think we might just retreat before combat. Let's see how many. I think it's 1 or 2 hexes, if I'm remembering correctly. I don't know if it maybe it has to be 2. Defending, and then 1 or 2 hexes out of enemy zone of control prior to combat. So these guys will, so they couldn't go there because they'd still be in zone of control. Oh, so this is going to kind of stink for them. But they do get back into range of La Harpe, if La Harpe ever can get in command again. Maybe Leclerc should have stayed. A 1 to 2s or 2 to 1. Taking a 2 to 1 attack's not bad, though one of them could have been shock. Actually, 2 of them would have been shock, which could have ended up being bad. So this we'll play it safe. All right, so now we skip all the other steps because none of them are going to have anything to do, and then we have the second line of sight step. Oh, you know what? No, I don't think. Well, could this guy have seen? I mean, I guess there's that too. Does line of sight go? I'm going to actually judge that they can see. They can see him. I'm going to, since there's no blocking terrain over here. I'm going to say, yeah, they can be seen. This guy can still be seen because there's only that. This guy would go back to being concealed again. So, all right, there you go. So that completes the 6 o'clock turn. We're going to go to the 7 to 8 o'clock turn, which is going to be dusk. And that's all. So it's interesting. You use the same day sequence, but there's no command movement. So basically, every individual unit, if they want to move, is going to have to roll their initiative. So, which kind of sucks. They can't rely on their commander or officer to give them initiative. So that means, yeah. Oh, and also DR star and AR star from the combat table is automatically shocked. Normally, it's dependent on what terrain you're attacking into, and yeah, movement is only by initiative. So that's going to be me rolling a lot, and I'll just go ahead and do that. Again, these guys who haven't, only these two units here under Argento were successfully completed their march order. They've got one more, and then all these guys. So, all right, we shall continue, and I'll come back later and give an update. I might just go through the night turns too. All right, so let's summarize the finish of the first day of this approach to battle scenario. So we had dusk. So everybody was doing had to do their initiative on their own. Got a little bit of movement here for the French. One thing I think in some of my combat examples where we had the French cavalry retreat before combat, and we kept that they were still in line of sight. It was raining, so visibility is reduced to 1 hex, so the concealment markers would have gone back on. So little movement there. This is where the French are at. The coalition got another alternate reinforcements card, and I mean, I think it's evident that I can't not do it. So got this force, Sabetendorf of the first corps of the Austrians, and then another Piedmontese coming from. They had the choice; could come from one of these guys or one of these spots. So they're coming here. They're under a march order. They're headed to Dago. I figured. And they don't have a train, the first corps, so they're not going to be able to operate at the front way down here very well. So I thought they can get over to Dago. They'll be able to trace back to this supply source, and they'll be able to hopefully defend Dago once Napoleon comes on the board and heads up that way. So that was that. Then we went into some night turns. So interesting things about night turns. The second player goes first. So that was the coalition. There's disengagement. So anybody that's adjacent, they have to retreat 1 to 2 hexes. If they can't, then they just stay adjacent. There's no battles or combat during night turns. So we didn't have any of that. Then there's recovery. If there was any units that were still in the awaiting recovery, they would automatically move to the ready for reorganization. And then there's the night marches. So anybody under march orders continue. So there was 3 night turns in this. So you see, the Austrians got, they're pretty close. They've basically got, I guess, just these 2 units that are still left under a march order. There's a guy who just made it into the town, was unable to, excuse me, come out of road march. I kind of I backtracked a little. I put this guy this is that artillery unit, the 3 strength. I had him over here, and he was still in march order, and he would have blocked like a whole bunch of these, and I realized it, and so I moved him the opposite way. A little going back to a previous turn, but I wanted to. I don't know. That was dumb of me to move him there and end up blocking the whole thing when I was so excited that the march orders were going to get them all down or whatever. So anyway, Sabetendorf, he came 2 turns after the dusk turn, so he had, I guess, 2 turns of being able to night march. The rest of these Austrian guys got pretty close. And then on the very last, the 3 a.m. turn, Massena comes on, enters the board. So the advance guard is going to be in I'm thinking they're going to all be in supply for the 7 a.m. turn, which is awesome. I got this guy under a March order, and this guy under a March order to go to Montenotte Superiore. Massena is going to be able to cancel this guy's March order whenever he wants, when he gets to where he wants to be. So I just wanted him to be able to move at night. So we gave that guy a March order, and then same with this guy. I should have rethought that. Maybe had him detour to grab control of Monte Neghino, because we're gonna have to send somebody back to do that at some point. But I guess right now we got concerns with all these Austrian. This is the second corps under Argento. I'm looking at the totals at the moment. So the coalition, they're -7 VP because of cards, the early arrival, and then the 2 alternate reinforcements. Argento stayed the night in Cadel Isola, so plus half victory point there. And the French, they're sitting at -2 because they had the formation scattered, which was a +1, and then alternate reinforcements for a -2. Net, or 3, so yeah, net -2. So that concludes the first day. And so now we're going to go over to, this would be the normal time that the approach to battle would start. And I'm going to maybe look at things and see how close we are to the approach to battle start with how far Argento got. I think that March order card really saved him. Otherwise, if he would have failed again, he would still have everybody sitting back here. And the French, with Massena coming on board, are going to be able to, be able to move a lot easier, getting in command. So, anyways, there you go for the coming day. The French aren't going to get any reinforcements, barring if they get another alternate reinforcements card. But at 9 p.m., Napoleon with Argento will show up, and then on the final day, a couple more. The coalition, they'll continue to get some more of Second Corps in, and they've still got some extra alternates if they get those cards. But so as far as the cards go, the hands are discarded. Any alternate reinforcements are removed. The mode cards are removed. Everything else is reshuffled into the decks. Since it's, I guess, so we're gonna be, into the. I'm thinking we're pretty sure we check weather at 7 a.m. and then I'm guessing. Well, I don't know. Because maybe we check weather. Yeah, we'll probably just do it. I'll just do it like we did last time. So you check weather on 7 a.m., then you move it to 9, and then it's every 3 turns after that. So let's give the initial cards starting out here for day 2, and we can take a peek at what we got here. So the Austrians. Oh man, Fog of Wars. Let's see if I can set you down somewhere and arrange this. So got an approach march. I don't know if we need another march order, but let's see what those Fog of Wars are. So for the coalition, number 7, that is the area defense. So that's what they had last time that they didn't use, where they can build some improved positions. I don't know how valuable that is. Maybe once Sabetendorf gets over to Dago, they could maybe use that. And then 20, Massena's Indiscretions. On the turn this card is played, reduce Massena's command rating to 0 and displace him to the town nearest to the advance guard baggage, or if none, the baggage entry. I'd have to give up 2 VPs for that. The town nearest the baggage. I guess if they would play that first thing. I don't know what. I guess it's possible it'd be Ferrania. let's see, they'll be able to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Nah, it might be Montenotte Superiore would be the. I don't think that card's gonna really do a whole lot. I mean, and then that's kind of a, I guess, kind of a thing too. You know, these little towns. Do they really count in cases like this, or do you have to have a big town? I mean, when you look at the movement chart or the terrain chart, you know, you look at, you know, town hex, and they've got, you know, a whole bunch of those little brown kind of splotches where, you know, we've got, you know, Palazzo Doria, which is just a little splotch and kind of the same. I guess Montenotte Superiore has 3 little splotches. I don't feel bad about giving the half point for Cadella Sola, because I mean that seems like that's got a bunch. I don't know if these little ones, if you're supposed to count those as towns. I mean, if displacing him over to Ferrania, if that was a possibility, that, I mean, it would help delay him a bit. But seeing as how the train, who knows, maybe, I don't know if we want the train so far up, but we definitely have to have it protected. But I mean, this guy would have to get lucky, getting constant initiatives to get around. Though is he a 4? Yeah, he's a 4, and he'll be in supply to start the 7 a.m. turn. So yeah, who knows? But we'll see. So that's interesting. Let's see what the French have, and then we'll end it here, and we'll start the next day. So they've got an approach march. Ooh, reinforcement takes another route, so we could screw with the coalition's reinforcements a bit, and probe. So yeah, you know, not bad. We'll see. I like the cards that give you the extra movement rate. Did the coalition have any of those? Oh, they got one. Yeah, that march order. Yeah, I like those cards. Give you a little extra movement point. All right, so there you are. We are through the approach to battle. Maybe if I remember. Well, you know what? Let's. I probably, you know, because if I don't do it now, I'll have everything moved. Let's look on here and see the hexes that these units would have been in. So Argento would, let's see, he starts the day of battle at 4828. Let's see, 48. Oh, wow. So Argento on the day of battle scenario starts way down here, and he's right there. So he's behind schedule, I guess, where the historical start would be. Oh, wait. Yeah, 4828. 5211. I mean, that's over here. So yeah, the coalition is way behind. They I guess already had pushed through Montenotte Superiore, and they're actually attacking Monte Neghino position. Interesting. So let's see. Messina, he would be at 3831. So he's pretty much where he is. Where would La Harpe have been? 4933. He's right. He would have been right here. So yeah. So things are a little different with, especially since Argento had the slow feet. Didn't get forward fast enough to be able to push the French back, which he definitely could do, because I mean he's got a massive corps compared to the French. He just needs to get in a position where he can kind of command everybody when he gets in command, and he needs to get in command. So, all right, so there you go. That's interesting. I might have to look at some roadblocks. I know overnight you can build them. I got to look if anybody's eligible, and maybe we'll throw some of them on the board if needed. But all right, there we go. We'll see you on day 2. Real quick, while I'm thinking of it, You know, I had a little discussion about these places that I took for towns and stuff. It actually says on here, for this scenario, these locations, black buildings have no effect on play. They are not towns. And the hexes that they're mentioning is Montenotte Inferiore and Montenotte Superiore. I don't know if I showed that on camera correctly, but and these are black hex or little buildings. I mean, because if you compare that to Cadella Sola, those are little brown buildings. So I guess that answers my question. So these small little black buildings that are dotting the place, those aren't towns. So I probably wrote a possibly illegal march order for Pigeon to take that. So it would have possibly taken him longer to get there, but I don't know. Who knows? Maybe he would have been able to make his initiative enough, but we don't know. So I guess for that card with Massena, this might be the closest legal place. So maybe the coalition will use that. Anyways, I just noticed that and wanted to get that on this video. Thanks.